What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me for Friday sermon number 3. Hopefully the last two Friday sermons have been a little encouraging and uplifting for you, and even hopefully a little relevant to what you're going through in your life. And I'm really hoping that this sermon number 3, really continues that trend. So what I'm going to talk about today is something that I really first started thinking about in men's Bible study on Tuesday, and that was seeking God with all of your heart. You see, when I first started thinking about it, it was because of a Bible story in Acts where Cornelius meets Peter. And the Bible is describing this man named Cornelius that you may or may not be familiar with. But the Bible was describing him as a man of God. It said that he followed God. He tried really diligently to follow God. And one of the ways that he was described in the Bible was that it said Cornelius prayed continuously. And to me, that really kind of got me, because what I was thinking about was a man who prays continuously is a man who probably prays when he wakes up in the morning, when he goes to bed, at noon, at his meals, throughout the entirety of the day, when something good is going on, when something bad is going on, when he's busy, when he has nothing to do. Throughout the entirety of the day, he's probably praying continuously. And what that says to me is that Jesus and God, and his relationship with Jesus and God, is really, really, really intertwined with his life. And that Cornelius did not compartmentalize God into 10 to 10:15 at night right before he went to bed, and that he did not compartmentalize God between I'll pray in the morning or I'll read my Bible right before I go to sleep, but the rest of the day I won't think about God, I won't talk about God. Cornelius did not do this. And that really made me start to think about seeking God with all your heart. And in fact, seeking God with all your heart is it's a command that Jesus echoes in Matthew chapter 23, verse 37, when Jesus says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind." He says this, and he does not say, "Love the Lord your God with 30% of your heart, and 40% of your soul, and like 35% of your mind," but you can do it like 25% if you have a test that day, because you don't want to devote too much of your mind to God, right? In fact, he says, use all of your heart, all your soul, and all your mind to devote to God and to seek God and to know him better. I'm wearing my Drew Brees San Diego Chargers jersey, a little throwback. I love Drew Brees. Love his replacement, Phillip Rivers. They're both awesome, both great players. I'm wearing it today because when I think of someone who is just all intertwined in everything that they do throughout the week towards a goal, I think of NFL players during the football season, right? If you think about NFL players right now during the football season, what do? Well, from about 9 to 5 p.m., 8-hour workday, they go into the training facility, they get rehab, they get their bumps and bruises from the game previous fix, they watch film, they get a game plan for the next week, they practice, they talk with their trainers, they talk with their coaches, they talk with other players, and for those whole 8 hours, they're really, really, really invested in winning their game, right? But when they go home, they're still invested in winning their game, because when they go home, it doesn't mean that they don't have a game on Sunday or on Monday or on Thursday. What it means is that they still have to be cognizant about what they eat when they go to dinner, because nutrition is a really important part of how they play on Sunday. They have to be really aware of how much sleep they get. They have to be aware of if their wife and kids are coming to the game, how they're getting their wife and kids to the game, and if they're relaxed, and how much rest they're getting while they're at home. So even though they're out of the facility, they're still really thinking about God. And that's what we have to be as Christians. When we are outside of our time that we set aside for God, when we're outside of church service, when we're outside of Sunday mornings or Wednesday nights or Sunday nights, when we're outside of that time, we still have to be serving God, right? Colossians 3:2 says, "Set your minds on things above, not earthly things." And what the Bible is saying there is that it's saying that we have to be thinking about godly things. We have to be viewing this world in a godly manner. And that's seeking God with all of our heart. Deuteronomy 4:29 says, "But if from there you seek the Lord your God, you will find him if you seek him with all your heart and with all your soul." You see, that's a conditional statement. It says you will find him if you seek him with all your heart and with all your soul. And what that means for us as Christians is that we cannot be lukewarm. The Bible is very clear about that. We have to seek him with all of our heart. From the morning that we wake up to the time that we go to sleep, we have to be seeking him and trying to think about him, praying to him, reading about His Word, and trying to serve Him throughout the entirety of our day. And that's my challenge for you guys this week, to just seek Him with all your heart. Think about, have I been seeking God with 50% of my heart, 60, even 90% of my heart this day? Or have I been really trying to seek Him with 100% of my heart, and to learn God's mysteries, and to learn about even more the relationship that we have with Him? I just encourage you guys to seek Him with the entirety of your heart. And if you do that, then you will find Him. Hope you guys have a great week. God bless, guys.